Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here with a new Transformer review. This time take a look at two legacy figures, Iguanus and Skywarp. They are core class. Alright, so first take a look at core class Skywarp. He's just the same thing as Starscream we got in Kingdom. So I'm not going to go over the transformation for this guy. I've already done it for Starscream. It's very simple. You just have to watch that video if you want to see this guy. So real fast. He doesn't come with his arm blasters, no rays, shoulder rifles, whatever you want to call them. He comes with this little wishbone. So what this is going to be is the base to the big huge sword you can combine with Hot Rod, Iguanus, and Skywarp. It's tight fit getting it in his hand. The first time I had to really shove that in there. So that is his weapon right there. So I guess you can say it's like a shocker maybe. It's like a taser. Come here, man. You have to get really close for me to even hurt you. Alright. We'll see more Hot Rod in a little bit when we use that to combine all the weapons. So, if you have Starscream, you have this guy. So, we'll just show off Starscream right next to him. Same figure. I really do like the paint and everything on Skywarp. He really pops. He looks shiny next to Starscream. Starscream is very much a dull boy. He needs some of these null rays to go on his arms. I'm sure some companies would come up with some null rays for this guy. Or if you just have two Starscreams, you can always just take the null rays from one of them. And I guess you can get some paint them up, and you can stick them right on Skywarp. I'll look at the back of the figure. A few more comparisons here with Kingdom Soundwave and Kingdom Hot Rod. He's also coming out in the Legacy found with this group here of Skywarp and Iguanus. Articulation on the figure, shoulders. You can 360 around. You got the wings. You can move it way on the back. Ball jointed elbows. That is where you're going to get your swivels as well. There's no waist, no wrist, of course. These are a little core class. Your head can turn 360 around. This is hard to get your fingers in between his fins up there. Knees to there. You got ball jointed hips, so full splits. Good kick forward. Decent back. No ankle tilts or anything, but his feet are molded in a stance. So that is your articulation on Skywarp. So let's take a look at him in his jet mode. So here's Skywarp in jet mode. You just take that little wishbone thing, and you just stick it right under his nose cone. And that's going to be his blasters in jet mode. Here is Starscream next to him. Pretty much exactly the same thing, just different colors of plastic. And just kind of wish he had his G1 regular guns. Overall, though, like I said, the colors on Skywarp just pop. They are really good. The silver is painted beautifully. So is the purple. And it's very much laid on, very thick. And you can kind of see it. Well, you can sort of see it. There is this really thick and purple. So he just looks really good. I'm really digging the colors here on Skywarp. Alright, next is Iguanus. Now, I haven't had any of the G1 Pretenders of new characters. I did have like the classic ones of Starscream, Jazz, and Bumblebee. So I never had the G1. So this guy here is an all-new mold of the core class figures. Now, Skywarp is just a redo of Starscream. And Hot Rod came out in Kingdom as a repack here. But I think Hot Rod was really meant for Legacy. They were like kind of shoehorned him in Kingdom. Just because of the weapon gimmick. Just makes it seem like he was really made for this. But they just got him early. It's like, let's just get him out there. But Iguanus does some things that the other ones don't. He actually has ankle articulation. He's got ball jointed ankles down here, so he's got some ankle tilt. So you get a little more posability out of his legs. He's got ball jointed knees, hips. You don't not get as far because he's got thicker legs up there, back. He's got ball jointed elbows. So we can get your swivel at. Shoulders the same, but you're not gonna go all the way around because you got this motorcycle parts in the back. Another thing this guy has, he actually has 360 waist articulation. And that's nice in a core class figure. And it's very bulky, so you're not going to get as much. You got a little slight rock, and you can go up there to there. And he comes weapon of choice is this thing, which is going to merge with the other ones. Again, tight fit to get it into the hands. Get in there. So you can say it's a blaster, but it's hollow in there. But you can just say he's blasting. But if you shove a blast effect in there, you don't notice that. So, pew, 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 and I spit on my camera. Ain't that nice? So, that's his articulation. That's his weapon. I do love the details of like the scaling here on the head. I would really like the head sculpt there. The paint is applied nicely on the figure. The gold, the reds, all painted He's got some paint here on the gun. So he's got a lot of paint for a core class figure. Looks good. I think he poses well. Looks intimidating enough. He has his little tail back here in the back side of the figure. And we'll actually transform this guy on camera because he is all new. So let's get to the transformation. Alright, so Iguanus in motorcycle mode. Got good wheels. So he's going to roll really good. He just doesn't balance very well. So, you know. There we go. Got him. That's him in vehicle mode. We'll just quickly throw in Starscream. Hopefully I don't make too much vibrations and knock him over. And Skywarp. So that's how the three look together. Size comparison with a deluxe Autobot car. There he is next to Huffer. We'll just pick him up in the show. Not bad, really. I mean, of course, this is a little bit small. But it's a nice size for a core class figure. Balance. There we go. Balanced. Alright, so now we'll combine all the pieces. The sword from Hot Rod, this piece from Iguanus, this piece from Skywarp. Now what really bugs me is the way they want you to do this is you've got to plug this in this way. But this little peg down here is just going to get in the way and constantly hit on these. So it's not going to be perfectly straight. It's going to be slightly at an angle because this is just in the way. So my OCD really kicks in on that unless I'm just really doing something wrong. But according to instructions, it's supposed to go that way. You take this piece and you just plug that in there, and you have your big sword. You take Hot Rod here, and of course you just peg that in the hand, and there you go. Now you have a big ass sword, which I don't really care about, but I mean some people will probably do. And it's a big huge sword, and it just looks like a mismatch of pieces just to form a big, huge sword. So that, my opinion of the whole sword gimmick is not really needed. It's just a playability factor that's there. I kind of wish it wasn't there and we just got normal weapons with our characters than something that's going to this, taking weapons from a Decepticons and an Autobot to, you know, make this happen. I'm not too much of a fan of that. But some people would be, and that's cool. As it's there if you like it, and if you don't like it, I guess that's tough titty kitty because these are the weapons you got. All right, so final thoughts on Core Class Legacy, Iguanus, and Skywarp. There you see Optimus Prime is riding Iguanus. Hot Rod's in the back because he is part of this wave. Mine just came from Kingdom. The gimmick with the sword, I went through that. I'm not a big fan of it. I kind of wish they just had the normal weapons. Overall, Iguanus is the winner of the three. Out of the three, he is the best overall robot transformer. Has the most, I say, complex. It's not really complex, but the most complex transformation. He's got the most articulation, and he just looks pretty dang cool. Skywarp, better. The paint always seems to pop better on Skywarp than it ever does on Starscream. I always prefer the colors on Thundercracker and Skywarp more so than Starscream, just because I like the color schemes better. As overall as characters, Starscream wins out on that. But Skywarp is a nice core class figure. Hot Rod is, I've already done a review on that. He's pretty good for what he is. Iguanus, definitely picked that guy up. I really, really like that figure. Anyway, thanks for watching this complicated review. Until next one, peace out.